everyone, and welcome to Law Dog Sports, the college football recap show, coming to you live on a Saturday night from Western Oklahoma. I am Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog, here with you, awaiting Jeremy Schroeder to jump in as Oklahoma finishes off the victory over the University of Michigan 24-13, and big night on the night for John Mateer and the Sooners offense. Also, that OU defense was really lights out for most of the night against a very talented and heralded five-star recruit freshman quarterback. But note one word in that aspect that I just said, freshman. And it's hard for a freshman to go into a place and play to a level where they just really have to do a lot of things. I personally will have some thoughts on Bryce Underwood's play and some of the game planning when we get going on the review, but it has been a pretty wild day for college football, a couple of big upsets, but Oklahoma improves to 2-0 after the kind of mediocre win over Illinois State last week. But then tonight they come out and really were flying around, putting a hat on a hat, and played in a big way against a blue blood opponent that likes to play physical, that likes to get out and run it down your throat. And they looked like they were coming out for blood at the beginning of the second half with the 75-yard touchdown run by Justice Haynes. But the OU defense settled in, and I think Brent Venables calling the plays for this program is extremely huge, considering that last year – the guy who's at, we won't say his name, but he's at West Virginia now. I didn't think he was really up to snuff. So we want to interact with you. We're streaming live on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter X pages. And it's just a great night in Oklahoma. Beautiful weather. I wasn't in Norman, but I bet it felt like a great scene down there. And it's that way when the programs that have some credo, I guess you could say, the blue bloods get out there and are part of just a great atmosphere. Jeremy Schroeder joins me wearing his OU shirt and hat, and he's got to be extremely happy. I was downtrodden after the miss. And I tell you what, let's mute you while you get set up, and a little bit of crowd noise there or something. But like I said, we want to interact with you. Be sure and comment with us on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter X pages at Law Dog Sports. Jeremy, you called on the text thread for a long, drawn-out, extended drive that ended with some kind of score, and you got your wish, and it was very prophetic. So
seemed like the entire fourth quarter they had the football.
They had a lot of possession. Okay, so what are we?
That sound means.
What are we opening up tonight? A flight?
Yeah, it is a Yingling flight.
Yingling flight. That's the best of the Yinglings for sure. So great to see the student section, the band, and all the OU fans down in Norman celebrating a big win. I'll say this is a big win, Jeremy, because we're talking about the University of Michigan. We're talking about a team that won a national title 2 seasons ago. Very dominant, regardless of whether or not they were stealing calls. They were extremely dominant. And then they got out, last year, and even in a down year where the offense was really moderate at best, they go into Columbus and just dominate. And I got to say, that was my fear coming in tonight with a freshman quarterback with a lot of mobility. I just thought that's kind of been the death knell for a lot of OU defenses, even at home. But they contained Bryce Underwood. They didn't let him get comfortable in the pocket. I mentioned in the intro that I'll have some things to say about some of the game planning for Bryce Underwood in that situation, and I think you and I will be on the same note. But how about John Mateer? What a gamer that guy is! I mean,
Chuck, we got us a dude.
He's that guy. And
let me read his stat line to you since we're talking about Mr. Moneyline Mateer. Let me pull that up here.
Yeah, I had
21 of 34 passing, 270 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 17 carries, 74 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah. And really elusivity in the pocket when he did take off on the runs and when he was under heavy pressure. Did they get him down once, maybe for a sack where he kind of tried to take off running.
Yeah, they had 2 sacks. There was some indecision. Guys weren't getting open.
Mhm.
But the unsung hero of the football game is your favorite and mine, Jaron Kanek.
I don't know if he's unsung. There
That guy
might be a little play on your words.
That guy. Now here's a guy.
Here's a guy.
Goes out there. He's a linebacker for 3 years. Doesn't really
Mhm.
crack it. Can't figure it out. Voluntarily goes to tight end, and he had 60 yards tonight on 5 catches, big catches. He had some good blocks.
Well, the blocks he provides when he comes from in the slot and in motion.
He
and
stoned that
it's coming.
offensive. He stoned that tackle that sprung Mateer on that 19-yard carry to grab a first down.
He's got some big blocking ability there.
It's just athletic, man. Athletic
He's
and
an
strong.
athlete, and he finally found his spot. I mean, because I don't know that linebacker. I mean, he had potential. Maybe if he's in the system at what, a 4th or 5th year, this would have been. Maybe he is that guy, but it better to have him as a weapon on the offense.
Yeah. And you know, guys like that just you don't see them anymore that stick around and then change positions. I mean, you know, lesser guys would have portaled out after the 2nd season.
Yeah. I think Michigan State might have a chance here to get one over Boston College. I think they're in overtime. Michigan State just scored a touchdown that I think will make it 40-40 with an extra point ensuing.
And not to say
or are they doing the 2-point? I don't know how far they are in the overtime.
Not to say that I'm Lisan Al-Gaid, but that's a Dune reference, Chuck.
Yeah,
Connor got it.
Okay.
I did in the pick'em put the score Oklahoma 24.
Okay.
Michigan 13. I sent that out in the text thread, that in the Law Dog thread.
Yeah. So 24-13, the pick by Jeremy Schroeder in the they just made a 2-point conversion.
Which game are you watching? I'm sorry.
So it was double overtime. They had to go for 2. So that's
okay.
What it was. So Michigan State just defeated Boston College 42-40 to go to 2-0 on the season. So
fighting Dan Narva's.
Congrats, Dan Narva and Sparty. So back on OU, great atmosphere, as I said, Jeremy, and I haven't gone to a game, in full transparency. I haven't gone to a game since 2019, and I just if I'm not working, I don't choose to deal with crowds. You know, that's great. Now I live, 2.5 hours away. So kind of, but I'll say this. When I used to go to games in the late 90s, early 2000s, when Alabama came to town, it was a great atmosphere. They brought a great atmosphere with them in 2002 to Norman.
Top shelf fans.
And it's got, I would imagine that's the exact same way it was with Michigan. And I'll tell you something else. My kids' grandparents, my ex-in-laws, they used to own a bar in South Oklahoma City, right on I-35, and they loved when Nebraska came to OU. I mean, because
those top shelf
fans came down and they were classy and they loved to drink.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do in Nebraska. Shut corn and drink.
Yeah. Dan Narva chiming in from Michigan, Sparty Party. That is exactly right. I got to say the Sparty unis have been just fire this year.
I didn't see. Were they wearing the white helmets today?
That's a good question. Let me
as long as they're not wearing those green and neon green stains.
Yeah, white helmets with the hunter green, and it's sharp and
nice.
So Dan Narva exceptionally happy. He's a transplant OU fan, so now he's got 2 teams to root for. So we want to interact with you. We see you viewing Instagram. Not Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter X. Give us a comment. Tell us what you thought about the game. Tell us if we're wrong. I'm going to jump in on real quick. I'll do good things before I get into what I was grinding my gears on. Man, Jeremy, Deion Burks finally getting a chance to ball out. 7 receptions, 101 yards, a touchdown. His long was 34, and that wasn't even a touchdown. That was just a great big chunk play. And then Jaron Kanek, 5 for 69. Is that 69 or 68?
I've got my glasses on. Let me pull up the box score. Yeah, Deion Burks was fantastic. Really good. Really good this week. Really good last week.
Yeah.
It's almost like you put him in a system with a quarterback that can deliver the football in the air.
Yeah.
You've got guys that can catch it.
Yep.
7 for 101. Kanik was 5 for 69. Satania, other than
that's where we're going to go in a minute. So we'll get to that in a second. But rushing the ball,
3
go
of
ahead.
36.
Say again.
Keontez Lewis was 3 of 36. Javonte Barnes, who I railed against,
caught a big one out of the backfield.
Had a big one out of the backfield, and supplied some pop in the running game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And the Blaylock kid caught one out of the backfield. Rushing the ball, as you mentioned, it was let's see, Torrey Blaylock with 9 carries for 24 yards. Javonte Barnes 6 carries for 24 yards. Jaden Ott, not sure is he banged? Is it that he's banged up, or is that he's just not fitting in the system?
He's dealing with an AC joint. It's coming along. I think as the offensive line comes along, which Fasusi looked really good today.
Yeah, he came out hobbling on one play there at the end, but I'm sure he'll be fine. He was hobbling pretty quick.
I mean, he's a guy that was ready-made to play as a high school senior, and it's so nice to see Biedenbo go with his best 5, and they hold up.
Sure.
But you realize
quality, Jeremy, that's a quality front. I mean, that front 7 is probably, and I know people love to harp on Colin Simmons and Anthony Hill Jr., but that front 7, especially in the second half with the guy who was serving suspension came back in, they're as good as probably they'll face all season.
Yeah, and when the fourth quarter, when they absolutely needed it, they neutralized those guys.
Sure.
Which was we haven't seen that in a while.
I would love to see them get the running game going more to where Mateer's not carrying it 19 times. I think coming into it, they knew that's what they were going to have to do. And it's there.
Yeah.
And
Michigan is, I mean, they got some big old run stuffers in there. So
they do. And physical. And the guy that chased down Blaylock.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the guy that got, I forget his name, but he's the one that came out of the suspension for targeting last week.
Barham.
Yeah, Desmond Howard had an issue with on game day, but what a great day when you think about it, that game day was there and the crowd was great, the scene was great, the weather was great, and then the fans show up, they're loud the whole game, and it's a great game. I mean, OU was in control.
Yeah.
But you let them break off the 75-yard touchdown run to start the second half, and like, oh crap.
And I want to talk about that.
Okay.
Michigan had 146 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
Now subtract
75 of it.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. I mean, they had over half their yards on one play.
But that's the thing with those pound team, those ground and pound teams.
You're gonna pop one eventually.
They're gonna pop one if you're not careful. So Marty Laundry from, if you notice, my Clinton Liquor sign checking in says Boomer. Go ahead.
So for an early season game, and remember, this is the second game of the season.
Yeah.
A lot of guys didn't play last week. The only reason Michigan had a shot in the second half was self-inflicted, boneheaded plays.
Yeah. So
not catching kicks.
Mateer throws the interception in the first half. That was a bad one, but it didn't really bite him. I think they held him on the drive.
And, he had was that Connor Kent, 81, wide open, and he just got so excited to see that dude so wide open, it sailed it.
Yeah. The trick play to Kanik would look beautiful if he would have if he'd have one-handed that like he did the one in the first quarter, that would have been beautiful.
Well, he ran a double move and he just kind of slowed down in the middle of the second part of that. And if he would have just ran that route, it's 6.
Max Patton mentioning it was a great day to recruit.
It was.
They bring in 75 today.
75 recruits. Ooh. We are going to see some names dropping in the next few days.
Yeah, I would say that's a big day for recruiting. Also, as we mentioned, just the defense. And I was so proud to see Corey Heineke's kid there in the linebacker corps.
His name, Owen Heineke. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved his dad. His dad was one of the most unheralded, greatest players
walk on
OU ever had.
Did good things at OU. He was on that
Edmund North kid or something.
Yes. And he was on that 2000 national championship team, was he not?
Oh yeah. He started. Yeah.
Yeah. They had him and Roger Steffens were both walk-ons that started.
Barry Holloman.
Barry Holloman.
Yeah. And Corey Klein was the defensive tackle on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Totally unheralded defense that held the high-powered Florida State offense to 3 points. Well, no points, actually. So, yeah, Corey Heineke's kid playing great snaps there in the linebacker core. But, man, what depth and what athleticism and what talent they have on the front line. I mean, Marvin Jones Jr., if he doesn't face mask Underwood on that play, they would have got him. He didn't have to face mask him. It was just
he made a lot of plays just with his
big.
pressure.
Kendall Daniels
killed a guy.
The Beggs product, former OSU Poke, and just that's the type of defense that honestly last year, I'll say this. They showed up last year against Alabama, but that just seemed like such an anomaly.
Yeah, but Alabama was not able to run the football. We watched Oklahoma go toe-to-toe with a big, strong 7 offensive linemen on about 70% of their first downs. They're running guys in motion that are wearing 60s and 70s numbers.
Yeah.
And they held up.
Grayson Halton, David Stone, Dominic Williams. I mean, those guys, you interchange those guys and you can really do a lot against it. And like I said, in the trenches, I will put that Michigan team up against anybody in the country.
They are loaded up front.
Now, I'll say this. ABC on the call made such a big deal about the tight end who's out, and you know how that rolls with me. But I mean, they'll get better. I mean, that Bryce Underwood, and as I started out this broadcast, that's a tough spot for a kid to go in. I don't care if you're a 5-star number 1 player in the country, and even the talent you have around you. That's a tough place to go in and be, making your first road start and your first real formidable start.
Yeah, and he didn't turn the ball over, but I mean, he was 9 of 24, and I want to say 15 of those incompletions were just uncatchable balls.
Yeah, he failed several. There was one that we had the good defense on his intended receiver, and man, if he would have went to the next level on the play, and I think they mentioned it on the broadcast, there was a receiver wide open down the sideline that if he would have sent it there, it would have been gone. But the thing about it is we said this about other quarterbacks, but in that situation, your offensive coordinator, 2 reads and go. Yeah. Find a spot, get going. And I know it's tough when you're facing a good front 7, but man, go through 2 reads and then get going. And I mean, like you said, when Kendall Daniels killed that guy, how'd the guy hold on to the ball? Because if that had been our receiver, it would have been.
When I saw Daniels break on that, I thought he was going to pick it off and take it to the house. He just happened to run into the guy.
Yeah. A couple of plays, I think also the defensive line and the edge guys were, getting their hands up to affect the view. And a couple of times he did get out of the pocket and scramble and improvise and make some things happen downfield, especially against a zone. But I think they mentioned it on the broadcast, Jeremy. They did such a good job disguising coverages. And all day long, I heard about Wink Martindale this and Wink Martindale this. Well, let me tell you something. Wink Martindale was a lot better when he was the host of Tic Tac Dough.
You're right. And that true freshman corner, God, what's his name? Number 4. He had a hell of a game.
Sure.
He almost baited Underwood into a pick.
Yeah. Was that Cortland Gillian?
Yeah.
Gillian, yeah.
Sat down on the inside, and the receiver broke in. And
well, he's probably going to get called on because I thought I saw on Twitter somebody put out that Gentry Williams was in the tent getting looked at. So
isn't he always?
He's probably due for an injury. So, but a great 24-13 win for Brent Venables and the OU Sooners, and much, much needed to get a big quality win at home. I know, like I said, Alabama was a great win last season. It just felt like it was an anomaly last season because
it totally was.
You go out and you lay such an egg. The next week against LSU?
Yeah, this feels like something they can build on because it was tough, hard-nosed football, 4 quarters. They scored in every quarter. They didn't have multiple scores in every quarter.
Yeah.
But when they needed to, put the hammer down on them and kill the clock,
Yeah.
man,
Boy, they
was it
did.
like 15 plays?
It was an 8-minute drive. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, man, just take 4 minutes off this clock and punt and pin
Mhm.
them deep, and we'll be good. But
For sure.
no, they just kept, Mateer kept moving the chains, and what a performance by him. He took shots. He
Yeah.
kept getting back up. He kept just sticking his nose in there.
Here's that final drive, Jeremy. 16 plays, 8 minutes and 23 of total time, 40 rushing yards and 29 passing yards. So just 69 yards of a drive that took 8 minutes. And
that's
now
great.
I think part of it was assisted by the face mask penalty that got him down in the red zone, I believe.
And Sharon Moore burning his timeouts before they got the ball.
Yeah, because they blew one on one where I guess on the broadcast they said he just must not have liked the play, because I think they had time on the clock.
Yeah.
Second one they had to call because they were about to get a 5-yard.
Yeah, delay a game.
Yeah. So anyways, but Sharon Moore, he's about to start a 2-game suspension against Nebraska and Wisconsin. Not ideal for a team.
No.
Maybe not ideal for him, because if they go out and play well and win.
Yeah, you're not going to say this often, and I know I'm just being. I really like Brent. I want Brent to succeed.
Well, sure,
He's a good dude.
I don't think any real OU fan of any length of time.
But when's the last time you watched the game and said, "Oh, Oklahoma's got a decided advantage at head coach"?
Well,
I mean, when?
I'll say this: I've thought several times, and let's just take the worst years. Brent's first year and last
year.
The 10-2 season. So much of that's attributed on Dylan Gabriel, right?
Sure.
So the first season, and that was with Dylan Gabriel as well, right?
Yes.
But he was injured a bit.
I kind of give him I give him a pass for that first season.
Sure, because
I mean,
no matter what anybody tries to deny and say, you're recovering from the Muleshoe effect.
I mean, 60 new players. The program was just in shambles. He gutted it going out, taking coaches. All those players left. Guys were getting in trouble, not doing, what they're supposed to be doing.
But I'm going to
gave them grace.
Yeah.
And let them stay.
I'm going to say this. I thought last year, I just thought last year Brent might have had some coaching gaffes, but there was so much working against them last season. And he's a defensive coach, and you want to see, when your side of the ball, especially if you're going to start calling the plays, you have to give autonomy to that opposing coordinator.
Ooh.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So out-coached is a funny thing. I guess maybe some time management stuff, or maybe the quarterback situation. Probably his worst coaching gap, because I don't know that it's been decided edge in this, and this is going to probably get fried. I don't know that there's been a decided edge against him in the coaching matches, because his defense goes out and makes the games competitive most of the time. What it is his biggest coaching gaffe was hiring his buddy as an offensive coordinator last season.
Yeah, you saw how it worked with Levy. Levy was a proven commodity as an OC. They went 6-7 that first year, whatever, breaking all these new guys in, totally changing the culture. Then they go 10-2. Okay, got it rolling.
Yeah.
Then Levy leaves, and you hire your buddy. You haven't had a good enough coaching career yet to hire your buddies.
Yeah.
Unless they are like a hot commodity.
No
one was breaking down Seth Luttrell's door.
They have to be on the upward tick.
And nobody was breaking down Luttrell's door to get him.
He had a hot moment after Mason Fine finished up in Denton, and then it was done. Dan Narva on Facebook. I tried to watch both, but eyes got pulled towards the home team because OU won with solid defense. Michigan lost. Two good reasons to watch the whole thing. I was impressed with Mateer's legs, but OU looks like a well-rounded team. Yeah, they ran the ball, they passed the ball, and that last drive, Jeremy, he handed it off, and they got some good chunk yardage from the
They
running
did.
backs. So
Javante Barnes, who I was,
you were blasting him a bit.
he runs into the back of his blockers far too many times, but
Yep.
he had a nice catch. He, got between the tackles, made some yards, physical running. Got to see that. You got to see that getting in the SEC play.
Yep.
And the offensive line, once it gels, is going to be a good unit.
Oh yeah. They can. They've got nowhere to go but up. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, not that saying that they're bad, but I mean, what you saw tonight, against a great front seven, they're just going to get better.
And if Fasusi and was it Logan Howland that started at left guard? If Fasusi can anchor down that left tackle spot, you're set, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you got good. Put the next best guys everywhere else because you're set at the hardest position to play.
Sure. Just a great performance, a great night, and Sooner fans going home happy. I know Marty Wandry from our friend from Clinton Liquors heading west, and
guy's head hanging out the window like the Joker in the Dark Knight.
Wesley Williams checking in on YouTube says, "Go Vols, man! They did go today. I mean,
man, they upgraded the quarterback with a guy from Appy State, huh?
I'm telling you that."
And UCLA is getting hammered.
Yeah, and I think I took UNLV in that. You said on the weekend big show, Dan Mullen would have a nice go with that one.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Deshaun Foster as a head coach. I just think that program is top to bottom. Just it's JV, man.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy, 2 programs, and each one of them, the game they played in had 60 plus points scored. And if I told you 5 years ago that one program was OSU and one program was Texas Tech, regardless of opponent, you probably would have, if you just had to guess, you probably would have swayed a bit towards the Pokes.
Sure, because they had
maybe scoring that much, right? So they roll into Oregon, and Eugene is a tough place to play. I mean, the eventual national champions lost there last year.
Yes, they did.
So, but it's 20-0 after the first quarter. And it was never even close. I mean, they got a field goal in the second quarter, but it was 41-3 at half. And then to make matters worse, they reel off 28 third quarter points.
I looked up like this must be a replay. No. That was a second consecutive pick six.
Yeah. And say what you want. Zane Flores, 7 of 19, 67 yards, 2 interceptions. Haas Haney wouldn't have done anything any better.
No, probably not. That team is flawed.
They are what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say inept. They are devoid of Division I football talent.
Much like Bill Belichick's team over there in Chapel Hill.
Oh, sure. And I'll say this. During the dark years of John Blake and Norman, the sad and depressing years, I used to say to myself, we hear about these guys, and he was getting good recruits, and they go out and they just don't perform. And I just thought, well, we got fast guys, we got big guys. How come we're so bad? It's what they instill in you in the off season. And Mike Gundy just did not have enough time, and there's not enough program guys in that program for them to be going out and performing like a Division I football athlete.
I just don't think there's such a thing as a program guy as being a common factor on many rosters. Now, Kanik, yeah, but those guys aren't around. I mean, hell, Gundy had 47 transfers come in this year.
Exactly. And how many did Belichick have?
A bunch, but they all suck.
Yeah. Max Patton says OSU couldn't win a championship in D2 this year. Fair State and Harding, probably pretty tough matchups. Huh?
Illinois State would take them down by 2 touchdowns.
They could. Steve Anderson checking in, our Polk fan. That first long touchdown run for Oregon went untouched. They still can't tackle. If they don't scrape 6 wins together, Gundy is gone. Well, I'll get to that in a second. But I just want to say, you said when I say program guys, I'm talking about high school recruits that you retain and keep.
Right.
If we're on the same page there,
that's what I'm talking about.
that's what the big programs are going to be able to do, because and I'll say this for Sark, and it may turn out to be they play for a national title, they may fall short, but they have been, and now OU with Mateer, but and Deion Burks is a good one, but Texas has kind of been, to me, some of the savviest portal pickups in the country. I mean,
yeah.
but it's just a spot here and there.
Yes.
You're not revamping a whole secondary with the transfer portal.
And I said it on this very show a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You build your roster through high school recruiting, you fill holes through the portal.
And they're, and we'll see what happens. They're pulling in 5-star after 5-star. But I will say this, and this before we get back on OSU, the Livingston kid that caught 2 touchdown passes for March Manning today, 3-star recruit. OU signs a 3-star recruit out of Owasso that we talked about yesterday. You have to keep this in-state talent in state.
Yes.
And what do they get labeled 3-star university? Well, piss off.
Yeah.
Because 3 stars can develop. I don't care, all this lust and fascination with 5-star recruitings. I'm just, piss off with that.
Bob Stoops won a national championship and stayed relevant for many, many years by building his foundation with 3-star recruits from the state of Oklahoma until they went national.
Yeah, I always said they were the better recruits in Norman. I mean, there's some great Texas players, but when an Oklahoma kid or a true program kid that's loved OU since he was a little, when they're calling the signals, I'm happiest.
You want players that grew up wanting to be Sooners because it means more to them.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be every one of them, but you want them to be sprinkled heavily around the program.
I'm excited. Bentley went, showing his childhood picture in the Tommy Harris jersey. Let's go.
Jeremy, we may have reached a personal best. We have 25 viewers right now on this stream.
What do you know about that?
So Steve Anderson chiming in also. Now, Chuck, we had Bowman for 12 seasons.
I swear to God, I heard. Looks like they're going to stick Alan Bowman out there.
Doesn't that count as a program guy? Hey, Bowman only sucked every year in Stillwater. He had some good years in Lubbock. He couldn't stay healthy.
He was good the year they went to the Big 12 title game.
Yeah.
And he just had Ollie to hand it off to. Takes a lot of pressure off you when you actually use a guy like that.
So OSU's traveling home tonight from Eugene, 69-3 final. The total offense for Oregon, let's take a look at it real quick, but total yards 631 to 211. Just no chance. Now, I'm going to say this. There's a lot of teams in Division I football, whether it's Group of 5 or even some Power 5 teams, that Oregon could probably pull that off on in week 2 at home. They look exceptionally good.
Yes.
But I think this speaks to just how truly bad OSU is, because of the fact that they had a starter they couldn't keep healthy last week. Now they're going with the backup, who maybe he was in the running fairly well. 30 viewers, Jeremy. Mark that down.
Look at us.
So, but I'm just going to say this, and I said this about Tech when they fired Matt Wells. No, when they fired Kingsbury. I mean, you're Texas Tech. Who are you going to go out and get?
You better have someone better in the chamber.
And I'll say this, for OSU, I think Holder left them in a pickle. And I think, because they haven't, I don't care what they're doing right now. Their basketball coaching search has been going on since Eddie left. Really. And so, and Weiberg, he's been fighting an illness. Lord bless him. His brother's the coach out here at SWASU. Pray for that family every night. But, you can't, it's hard to run an athletic program when you're fighting for your life. And so they are in a pickle. And I just don't know that making a change is going to change anything.
I think you have to make a change. I think you do, Chuck. I think you just need a different voice leading the program at right now. I think Gundy's done everything he can do there. When's the last time you heard about Boone Pickens' money?
Yeah, I mean, I all I've heard over the last 5 or 6 years, and I don't remember when Boone passed, but all I've heard is the fact that even before OU and Texas left the Big 12 or indicated they were leaving the Big 12, that OSU was at the bottom of recruiting budgets.
Yeah.
And apparently that was something that nobody that holds a piece of paper from Stillwater and bleeds orange and black wants to try to remedy.
Dan, we're going to get to that. Hey, NCAA Board of Governors passed a resolution to drop the portal windows to one window.
Yeah.
Beginning in second week of January, sometime around that second round of the playoffs, which they need to. It has to be done. All the movement is just watering down the product so much.
Oh yeah, yeah, and and the other thing is if I'm going to cut you a check for $6 million, you're signing a 3-year contract.
Oh yeah,
I'm not giving away the farm just so you can change your mind in a season.
Did you notice that Texas had like the 5th or 6th highest recruiting budget?
Yeah, well,
that's weird to me.
Their brand does so much recruiting for him, like that freaking Shane Gillis and that freaking Allstate commercial right in the middle of an OU game, 2 in a row.
95% of their recruits are in state. So I can see where it would be cheaper and easier for them to recruit when they're in the most fertile college recruiting ground in the country.
Well, and Craig Way, their play-by-play guy, is also the voice of Texas high school playoffs.
Oh, sure.
State tournament games on, I guess it's still on. It's not Fox anymore. Is it Bally's down there or whatever?
Yeah, I think it's Bally's.
I mean, Craig, I've always thought that was a built-in recruiting advantage, that the guy who's researching these games is also the play-by-play for the state of Texas, championship games.
And it's also, and a lot of that money is going to them when they get on campus, right? When they, they get their NIL deals. The Lambos, the whatever.
Dan Narva says, if the portal goes down to 1 January window, high school recruiting will be even more important. My school's best teams have been with development players. We have 40 Michigan kids on our roster. Michigan has 25. Here's the thing, and we've said this about OU's last few years in the Big 12, the Baylors, the K-States, the teams that gave OU fits, especially after COVID, when you've got guys on those rosters that have 6 years in the program. They're going to be better than a freshman or a redshirt freshman coming in.
Yeah, unless they're Adrian Peterson, there's no contest there.
No. Steve Anderson says Gundy got rid of all his assistant coaches, so if we have another horrible season, he'll have to go. That generally is the thing, and I think it was a Mac Brown thing too. He changed coordinators so many times, and then finally
Stoops did it too when he fired all those guys. And
yeah,
and luckily he rebounded. But man,
who was it? Jackie Shipp, Bobby Jack Wright, and
Jackie Shipp, Bobby Jack Wright, Josh Heupel.
Yeah, Heupel had to go. So
yeah, hindsight's a little bit of a bitch there.
Andrew checking in on YouTube says, "Go Ducks!" Ducks went. The Ducks were going.
Ducks went. They didn't stop.
And, man,
they were trying to take the foot off the gas, but the defense decided to throw 2 tutties up there at the end.
Dante Moore, the Ducks quarterback, 266 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He had a 229 quarterback rating. So
the coach was forced to take a pay cut and fire all of his assistants and bring in new assistants.
Yeah.
His seat is, it's beyond hot.
Yeah.
And if he was smart, he would just say, you know what, I'm done. I'm done here.
Go out on your own terms, or even if you see writing on the wall.
It's an untenable situation. Yeah. It is a job for a young man.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of there. Gundy's still got good football left in him. I refuse to believe he doesn't, because he's a hell of a coach.
What would his what would the world be like with neither Gundy coaching in the college football ranks? And then where would Mike Gundy go? And did I see Kevin Wilson on the sidelines tonight?
Yeah, he's an offensive analyst. He
Okay.
is a special assistant to Brent Venables. Tell him, hey, you might want to call a timeout here. Things like that. You notice how Brent's calling timeouts now?
Sure.
Yeah. Not keeping all three of them in his pocket going into halftime.
Max or Marty Wandry checking in. He saw that it was OSU's worst loss since 1907. Yeah, I saw the tweet that said Oklahoma was not a state when they had the worst loss. Would that have been the Cottonwood Creek game against OU?
I think Oklahoma beat them like 100-0 or
something like that. Yeah. So, but no, I mean, and the thing is, what's scary for OSU, Jeremy, is in this world of younger players and instant luster on a program. And like I said, Texas is riding high right now just on the stupid horn logo.
I know.
But
they always have, Chuck.
OSU had a hot – well, they have, but they've always been in the past, they've been inept on the field.
See, someone tweeted today that Texas and Oregon were on the same trajectory at one point. And, as much as I just want to beat up on little brother, he's not wrong.
No.
They got the big Nike contract. They got all the cool uniforms. They were, they won the Big 12. They were, this close for making the playoff if they don't lose on a Thursday night in Ames.
Well, you know what I would do if I was the OSU administration? Tell the NCAA to go pound sand and get those scan codes back up there on the big scoreboard.
Yeah, on the back of the players' helmets. Who cares?
What do to you?
Who cares?
They've been proven to be nutless.
I know. You think they're going to be able to enforce one portal window? What's that?
Say again.
You said something after you said
sorry about my language tonight.
It's okay, man. I'm sure you've had a few summer shandies in your
I'm
free flowing vocabulary. Oh, you're stone cold, bro.
I haven't got a bad report, like I said earlier.
Oh my god,
big show. I've
switched to light beer. You'll be okay.
What is Weinekugel a light beer?
No.
No. Steve Anderson said
a lot of sugar in those summer shandies.
Yeah. Go to a smaller program like Tulsa.
Tulsa's that's a young man's job.
Yeah. Tulsa is leading New Mexico State in Las Cruces 14-13. With 4:31 left in the fourth quarter.
I could see him going the Mullen route or just becoming a professional snake wrangler.
Yeah, I mean he could have things, and plus the cost of living in Stillwater is low. He could live.
Motivational speaker.
Is his boy still on staff?
Yes.
Okay. Lenny Rowland is that a Valencia logo? Is he a Valencia soccer fan?
I don't know that. Maybe that's probably something Peruvian.
Lenny Rowland with the Boomer Sooner from the OU tailgate, and on YouTube, TriStar says, shout out to Oklahoma, Nebraska, Iowa State, and Missouri. Bring back the Big 8. Hey, I can't disagree with that.
Make an 8-team region. Let's do it.
Have the Southwest Conference reform and the Big 8 reform, and then have them, play a play-in game or something.
Just combine the Big 10, the Big 12, and the SEC. Go to regional divisions. Call them what you want: the Big 8 division, the Southwest Conference division, whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
and that's your college football.
I'll say this: Kansas ripped my heart out today.
Same.
I picked
KU
because get his ass handed to him.
Yeah, I can't stand that guy. He's probably getting his teeth whitened right now.
He's probably sitting there dressed up in some green pants like Andy Bernard.
His camo cargo shorts jumping into his assistant's arm.
Lenny Rowland says the cell service sucks in Norman. Around the stadium, I bet.
There are 90,000 people trying to make a phone call the same time you're trying to send a text.
Well, 29 of them are maybe 29 of them down around there are tuned in, so we appreciate that. Washington up on UC Davis 14-3. Wazoo, man, I took San Diego State, and they're trailing 10-7 before halftime. BYU up 2 touchdowns on Stanford. Let's
see. I took UNLV. I've got Wazoo. and I took BYU.
Why? I guess, did South Carolina and South Carolina State have a big weather delay?
Yes, they did.
Okay. I was like, man, it's 11 o'clock and they're still playing that in the third quarter. UCLA has the ball and they trail by 7 to UNLV with 102 left in the fourth. So they are at the UNLV 24. So that's a pretty interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, former OU offensive coordinator Dan Mullen has got that team rolling a little bit tonight,
huh? Let me see if I can find that one on the old YouTube TV.
Which one are we looking for?
I'm looking for UNLV and UCLA if I can find it.
Oh, I've got it right here on my quad.
Okay.
Looks like Nico might have just thrown a pick.
Oh no. So several games today, Jeremy, that just kind of jumped out at me. Nebraska had an easy day. Missouri ended up beating Kansas. Is Mississippi State still going at it with Arizona State? Is that one?
I think that one went final. I think that one went final. The not having Cam Scatteraboo effect, huh?
Well, they went on the road and then they got down big and then they came back, but it looked like Mississippi State might have had a winning touch.
It was to former Sooner Brennan Thompson.
It was. Oh, well, I saw he
caught 2 tutties tonight.
Okay, so the second one was also.
Yeah, Mississippi beat Arizona State 24-20.
Okay.
Which Arizona State was favored by 7 points on the road.
Yeah, and Big 12 going in, a Big 12 favorite going in to a lower rung SEC team and losing. That's going to be a lot of fodder for playoff talk, don't you think?
Yeah, and well, at least Oklahoma defended the SEC's honor against a
after Nick Saban said Big Ten was coming to get us all.
Yeah, screw Nick Saban.
It looked like Nick Anderson caught a touchdown for LSU today. They beat La Tech 23-7. Sonny Cumbie, I would imagine he would just like to get out of Ruston.
I'm sure he would. You got to win a lot of games to get out of Ruston.
USC 59-20 over Georgia Southern. Nebraska was 68-0, as I mentioned, over Akron. Michigan State, as we mentioned at the beginning, 2 overtimes. They beat Boston College 42-40. Vanderbilt, man, I took Virginia Tech in that one. They lose by 24. No bueno. Auburn all over Ball State 42-3. It was Central Florida over North Carolina A&T 68-7. The Battle of H-Town goes to the Cougars 35-9. And Army, after losing to Tarleton State last week, rolls into Manhattan and gets the 24-21 win.
That is the most Kansas State thing ever.
It's kind of the most Army thing anymore.
I think we talked about it the other day. That Swiss watch precise option offense was going to give them fits.
Yeah. Missouri State beat Marshall, according to Michael Busso. Thank you, Boos. And then Dan Narvis is running Rebs about to beat the Bruins. Yeah, I think you called the pick on that. And then Dan Narva brings up another one that I noticed. Rich Rod falls to Ohio. Is Frank Solich coaching in that one for?
No, he is not. He's long since retired. Dang.
Was Bo Blankenship up there running?
That'd be awesome, but no, he's like 30 now.
That don't matter. Tulane squeaks by South Alabama 33-31. Colorado State over Northern Colorado. Colorado's 21-17. Miami all over Bethune-Cookman. The Kentucky Ole Miss game, Jeremy, I tell you, not that it might have dictated the entire outcome of the game, but Kentucky got screwed on a pass interference call that was missed. I think I think the SEC refs got to keep Laney and the Rebs relevant.
Well, speaking of just weird calls, how can you block 20 yards downfield on an RPO? The ball's thrown in your area. You're holding the guy and you drive him to the ground, and it's not an OPI.
They picked up the flag, right?
Yeah. How? How is that?
And so riddle me this, since we're talking officiating, if your quarterback slides and takes a shot to the head, they call it targeting.
Uh-huh.
But then they review it and say it's not targeting, and then it's not a penalty.
Right.
I mean, the Jennings kid for SMU, he got lit up in a slide. They review it. It's still unsportsmanlike to hit the quarterback while he's low, right?
As soon as he starts that slide, he's giving himself up. If you
There you
hit
go.
him,
He was
especially above the head or neck with force, targeting.
well, regardless, the thing is, it pushed it. SMU could have won it with they would have put them in a much easier field goal range
Mm-hmm.
at the end of regulation. But when they say that it's not targeting, then it's not even a penalty, and it's still third down.
Yeah.
That is something that's so. How did the rules committee miss that over 2 to 3? What have we been dealing with targeting now for 5 seasons?
I don't even know what it is anymore.
It's stupidity. I
Who was
mean,
OU playing a couple years ago where the quarterback like went into a crouch at the goal line? He was just going to fall in and he got hit and they called targeting.
yeah,
I don't even know what it is anymore.
yeah, I don't know. Jalen Daniels for the Jayhawks today, 18 of 30 for 223 and 2 touchdowns with a pick. The Bo Pribula, 30 for 39, 334 yards, 3 touchdowns. So obviously the Jayhawks defense not quite up to the spot of their
Well, that's a SEC team. SEC.
You jumped out to a 21-6 lead after 1 quarter, Jeremy.
Yeah. Hey, is Pribula? He's the kid that transferred from Penn State that left in the middle of the playoffs.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty
God, I
certain.
hate that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Drinkwitz, the pride of York, Pennsylvania. Oh, Pribula. So anyways, Clemson escaped the clutches of Troy. A lot of 27 unanswered, I think.
It was 16-0 at one point.
Yeah.
I could not believe that.
Yeah. Navy beats UAB 38-24. Hey, my UTEP Miners, where did they go? I had them up there a second ago. I think they're winning. Man, now New Mexico State is up 21-14 late in the fourth. Tulsa with the ball at their own 36. UTEP beating Tennessee Martin 35-10 in the third. And then also like I said, the one that got me today was Baylor and SMU. I think, and I think we'll see this with Cincinnati also, Jeremy. Or not Cincinnati, Indiana. The two teams that everybody thought shouldn't be in the playoffs. They go from these great stories and unheralded programs that go out and play well against a weak schedule, and then the next year the schedule gets tougher, and they're not what everybody thought. And I hate that for them.
I don't.
I hate it for SMU. I would like to see them really build on what they did last year. Now they still have a great quarterback. They can still do well in the ACC, but Miami looks for real. Clemson can't,
Florida State looks good.
Florida State looks really good. Even NC State looked pretty good today. And I don't know. It's just
I know that tugs at your heartstrings. I know that tugs at your heartstrings thinking about the ponies down in the.
It does. They're one of my teams.
Yeah.
But to lose to a Baylor team that just got their butts handed to them last week by Jackson F. Arnold.
And I put in the Law Dog thread that that's gonna be the game of the day. And that game was fun.
Baylor game.
Yes, that game was fun.
It was a good game. I mean, you get overtime, and like I said, I'll never understand how a quarterback gets hit in his slide, and I don't understand why you wouldn't call it unnecessary roughness and then review it for targeting, and the unnecessary roughness penalty still stands. That's just stupidity to me.
If you hit a quarterback in his slide, especially the way he was hit, it should stand.
Yeah.
You still did it. It didn't go away. If it's not targeting, great. 15 yards.
It's the Kenny Pickett rule.
Yep.
All right. So Indiana did get a big win over Kennesaw State today, 56-9.
Penn State called that a big win.
Yeah. Penn State 34-0 over Florida International. And our good friend Corey Hogue with his own So it's Substack, I think he's on, but it's he's got a podcast, and he's also on a Sam Houston State podcast. But they kick off in about well, they should be kicked off now. It says 11 p.m. But they're in Hawaii.
Oh, okay, all right.
Rainbow Warriors, and the Bearcats are 0-2 on the season, and Corey has been battling with the Sam Houston State Fanatics, and they when you're 0-2, they take some exception with the guy that's doing their podcast.
Was he a bit critical?
He's been a bit critical, which we remember that from the days of the unholy triumvirate.
Oh yeah, he would talk all. He sent a lot of smoke Texas's way.
Yeah, he did.
And he's a Texas fan,
and he was great
because he's not delusional.
He was great to have around on a Cowboys broadcast, on a Cowboys post game too.
Oh yeah.
So Texas gets the 38-7 win over San Jose State. They led 14-0 after one. They had 28 points in the first half, and San Jose looked like they did have some movement of the ball, but I'll just say this, and I put this out as a smart ass tweet. But I said, well, he's passed for an 80-yard touchdown, so obviously he's regained the death grip on the Heisman, and also the number 1 pick next year.
At some point during that game, he was 0 for 6 when he was under pressure.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this, and I don't say this maliciously against the kid, even though he has been born on third base. But I will say this: he's not the second coming, and he's not a degenerate. He's just a kid who got signed, probably at the largest, budgeted school in the country, because of the fact that he has the last name Manning. And now, maybe if I don't know, but he's
not Peyton.
No.
And he's closer to Eli right now. Let's drop the hyperbole.
That's exactly where I was going.
Let's let him have the chance to succeed or fail.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need it shoved down our throats.
And Jesse Palmer was just, he was killing me today with that.
We had a situation a lot like that, and we were both sick of it, with a quarterback playing in Colorado.
Yeah.
Who, no matter what he did, this guy's a top 5 pick. This guy's a top 5 pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He has a lot of warts on his game.
Apparently college football analysts aren't necessarily the best draft projectors.
No.
That's the truth. But the thing about it is for all of the people who've been easing his fall since the Ohio State game and then a rough start today, they're the same ones, that you can't. And that's my thing in life, Jeremy. You can't have it both ways.
Nope.
He's either a project and a kid that needs 2 to 3 years at Texas, or he's the number 1 pick.
He's in his 3rd year at Texas, Chuck.
Well, okay. 2 years of starting. How about?
And he's playing like a very young player. He's been in the same system for 3 years.
Yeah.
It hadn't clicked yet.
So he was on the team when they played in the playoff game against Washington.
Yes.
Did he?
He was redshirting.
Okay, so total red shirt that year.
Yes.
And then last year he came in and relieved Ewers after he was hurt, and a few gadget plays. But he makes one big long run against a pretty inept UTSA team, and now next thing you know, he's Randall Cunningham.
Yeah.
And I blame the Jesse Palmers of the world for that.
These are the same people that were criticizing a quarterback that's playing in Norman now because he had bad games when they stepped up in competition. Well, guess what he had in front of him? He had the same Mountain West offensive line in front of him that he had against the Mountain West teams.
Yeah. John Arnold checking in on Facebook says Arch looked so bad those first couple of drives. Definitely. 19 of 30 on the day, 295 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. And then also, Jeremy, I will say this, they did have a fumble, and the Gibson kid lost a fumble, Jarrett Gibson. But like I said, the Livingstone kid, He had 4 receptions for 128 yards. One of those obviously was an 80-yard run. The injuries kid, which I think he's the tight end. So, and I'll say this about Sark, for all of the bashing we've given him on play calling in big games, when he gets it rolling and he can utilize a tight end, his offense is pretty wicked.
And most offenses are.
Exactly. Look at Darren Canick tonight. Dan Narvis says, Corey, not afraid to call a bad football team a bad football team. That is very true. But anyway, like I said earlier, the Livingstone kid, a 3-star recruit out of, I think it said Lucas, Texas. I had to do a little Google search on him. 3-star kid out there balling out, and he looks like he could be one of Arch's favorite targets, which we know from previous experience, Jeremy. Baker Mayfield and Mark Andrews, Caleb Williams and Marvin Mims. Quarterbacks find their favorite targets.
Yeah.
I mean, they develop a chemistry, and it's great when you spread it around, but you want that quarterback to go to the guy who he's most comfortable with.
You can't say it enough. Every great quarterback that, especially we've seen around these parts, has had that guy.
Sure.
And it's all about chemistry. Some guys are just
Aggie hasn't. Not since Manziel and Mike Evans.
You had Baker and Sterling Shepard.
Yeah.
You had Kyler and Dede.
Mm-hmm.
You had
it was Kyler and CD.
CD. Who was with Dede Lamb?
Dede Westbrook was Baker Mayfield's first year.
Okay.
Or second year, I think.
I thought he would. No, because they were both Heisman finalists together.
Dede
Westbrook and Kyler Murray.
No, he was gone by the time Kyler.
I'm pretty sure he was with Kyler for that 1 year.
Yeah, give it a look, but I thought
I'm going to give it a look.
Was gone. He didn't do much in the pros, but I think that maybe the 2015 or 2016, he won the Blitnikoff in 2015. I know that.
Let's look it up.
Go to the map.
In 2015.
While you're doing that, yeah, the year that 2015 when they went to the playoff and lost to Clemson, that was Dede Westbrook's. I think last.
He won it in 2016.
Okay, so
that would have been Baker's. That would have been the
year they missed the playoff.
Yes, the Auburn year.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the year they play? Okay,
yeah, the Ohio State and Houston lost.
Well, Baker had a few guys on his team that he had a little simpatico.
Yeah, Dede was one, and but like for Kyler, it was CD.
Yes,
I mean, and
Hurts was.
Who was the tight end that they had that caught the big pass in the Big 12 title game against Texas? That Tanner Mordecai?
Grant
Calcaterra. He was a nice target for Kyler.
He's still playing for the Eagles.
He do. So anyways, before we get starting to wrap this up, we want to thank CCW Safe for sponsoring this program. Legal self-defense coverage with plans starting as low as $19 a month. We'll put the link in the description here at the end and on the YouTube page. But if you want to have some security for yourself, if you have to get into a self-defense issue, CCW Safe is the one to have. Self-defense support with deep expertise, personal care, and also just a trustworthy team there at CCW Safe. I recommend them highly. Like I said, plans starting as low as $19 a month. Please use the link in the scroll at the bottom. We'll leave it up for another minute, but I do need to switch out our sponsors, Jeremy. And one of those sponsors would be, guess who? Clinton Liquor Store in Clinton, Oklahoma. Marty Wandry, a great friend of the program and is a proud sponsor of our program here. I can't use him on Western Oklahoma Sports Night because that's generally going to be a high school deal. But Clinton Liquor Store. Here. Yeah. So anyways, we do appreciate Marty Wandry and his sponsorship of our program. And there's his address and website, clintonliquor.com. So I'm going to pull up 1018 South 10th, by the way. All right. So anyways, everything that everybody expected as far as Texas against San Jose State, they just started out a little slow, but then they got it going. And that's kind of because we've seen teams before, Jeremy, go into the big season openers with just so many eggs in the basket. It's easy to come out and not be clicking on all cylinders to start the next week. I will say that.
Saw that last week. here.
Sure.
Everyone's expecting 60-point blowout, but sometimes you just
wait with the Illinois State game.
Yes.
No, I'm talking about when you have a big opponent to start the season with.
Yes.
You put so many eggs in the basket to prepare for that then the next week, especially if you're coming off of a tough loss, but even a win, you've spent so much energy and so much preparation time for that next game that I think you can come out and not click on every
come out flat. It's an emotional letdown.
Thank you. You're a great wordsmith.
And then who's Oklahoma got next week? Because they're going to Philly,
Temple,
right?
Being Philly special.
Lord.
What if they run the Philly special in Philly?
That'd be awesome.
They started it. It's the Baker special, really.
Yes, it is.
So Texas, they've got UTEP next week, and that's in ATEX. And then one team that we mentioned real quick, and we'll kind of start to wrap things up, but Texas Tech gets all over Kent State 62-14, and it was a big day for Baron Morton as well. 18 of 26, 258 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And then they've got a backup that comes in who really has some wheels, Will Hammond. He is he's a dual threat guy, and he can really get after it from Austin, Texas, Jeremy.
Yeah. And did you see what happened to Florida today?
Yeah. We totally forgot about that. You
proverbial trap game.
You put out the text thread, Sunbelt Billy.
Sunbelt Billy got.
Yeah, exactly. So real quick, Texas Tech did have a 100-yard rusher. Adam Hill ran 16 times for 127 yards, no touchdowns. So Florida, this was such a bounce back year for them. DJ Lagway, an outside Heisman candidate, I think everybody has believed. Dan Narvis says one of those bad teams was mine. Michigan State, I guess, throwing in on a big season opener.
Maybe.
Is that what we were talking about? I was a little late on the comment. My apologies, man.
I think so.
But Texas Tech 62-14 over Kent State. I think consensus is that Kent State is the worst team in Division I. Yeah. New Mexico State looks like they're going to hold out against Tulsa 21-14. That would have been a nice win for the Golden Hurricane to go down there and get against New Mexico State. UTEP now up 42-10 over Tennessee Martin. So UTEP beats Tennessee Martin worse than OSU did.
Man,
I know it's tough to compare scores, but
Oklahoma State's down bad. That's all you got to say.
Yep. They are hurting. So the Florida game, like I mentioned, DJ Lagway, people talking about if he, and so many of these, when we say Heisman dark horses, it's guys that you look at and say he has the talent to really get things going. And if he does, he could be in the contention. He was one of those guys. And
talent's never been the question with him.
Yeah. And it looked like the Gators were going to jump out and be ready to turn the corner. And in a couple of weeks, Jeremy, they've got Texas coming into Gainesville, right?
They do.
Yeah.
Maybe they're looking ahead a couple of weeks.
Yep. So, just a bad loss. But I'll tell you this much, South Florida, I mean, they dominated Boise State last week, and they go into Gainesville and get the win today. So are they in the Sun Belt or the conference or the American?
I think they're in the American.
Yeah. Well,
that's I'm the wrong person to ask.
I
knew it last week because I looked it up.
I think they're in the American. Yeah, I think Merkin. Which there could be some revamping. If Corey was here, he would know.
They are in the American Conference.
Yeah, that sounds great. But anyways, so the Gators, just drop an inexplicable one at home, and now all they can do is bounce back and try to shock the world when the Horns come to town.
I could see it happening, which is crazy because Florida's got a ton of talent.
Well, since we're talking about this in the SEC, and I only really I don't want to talk about it, but since our Sooners are in the SEC, we have to.
It just means more.
Yeah,
I think we're contractually obligated to say that at least once a program.
I mean, Nick Saban, cries the sky is falling this week, and that I mean, and I understand when the Minnesota Golden Gophers graduate, or they have a campus population of 55,000, or they graduate thousands of graduates every year, so the alumni, I'm sure, get tapped out early. But you look at this SEC conference, Jeremy, and LSU didn't just shine against Tech tonight. I mean,
Nope.
they got it done. Georgia,
struggle with Austin P.
They didn't look outstanding against Austin P. Bama blows out a smaller opponent. And as La Tech. So Texas, I understand why they're the prohibitive favorite, but I mean, they have to go to Athens and Gainesville.
And
and they have to face a now tough OU team in a rivalry game where your rival generally plays balls to the wall.
Yeah. It's
so the SEC is wide open to me.
Super wide open.
Tennessee,
you got Mississippi State's better.
Mississippi's
got a good
South
good
Carolina
ball club. Kentucky can mess around and beat you.
Vanderbilt,
Diego
Dan Pavia. So anyway, long story short is it's going to be just a bloodbath in the SEC.
It is going to be a grinder.
Yeah,
it should be every year.
Yeah, it should be. It was 72-17 over East Tennessee State, where the Vols they had, see what their total offense was. They had 717 yards of total offense.
How'd Joey Aguiar look?
Yeah, they held Eastern Tennessee to 216 total yards, and then it was, here's the line: 23 of 31, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns. They had 2 rushers with 60 plus yards, over 15 carries, and so just probably. And I didn't get to watch the game, but I would imagine the defense probably created a lot for them. So, but the AP top 25 is going to be real interesting this week.
Yeah, I look for Oklahoma to make a sizable jump. But they might be ranked 17th this week. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. Either way, I don't think you want to. You don't want to be shaking things up too early, I guess.
Yeah, but you beat a team by 2 scores at your place that most people thought would come in and win. Maybe that'll do something. I don't know. Florida was right in front of them. They lost.
Yeah.
A lot of teams that top 15 did not look too good today.
Here's an interesting stat, Jeremy: 429 to 250. That was the Ohio offense advantage over West Virginia today.
Man, is Rich Rod's offense, is it dated?
I don't know.
This is OC now.
Oh, you would ask me that.
Sorry. That was
I mean, I would attribute to it being him. Right? I mean,
blame Rich Rod. That's why they fired him to begin with.
His system. Hey, I've got a Ticonderoga pencil here too that I'm kind of holding.
Oh, look at you.
But tribute to the man, because today just wasn't quite the same. As great as the atmosphere seemed for game day in Norman, Pat McAfee, it's one of those things, Jeremy. We've reached that age where it just won't be the same, but that's fine. The kicking contest is top shelf TV though. West Virginia picked off Ohio 3 times.
Ugly. Oh, so Rhett Rodriguez is the quarterback's coach.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the offensive coordinator?
I'm sure it's him.
Well, it says Rich Rod, head coach, Zach Alley, D coordinator, and then you have.
Aren't you glad he stepped away?
Alley?
Yeah.
Well, if Venables is going to coordinate that defense like his head's on fire, yes.
Yeah, I mean they were good last year, but they just look so much better this year, or so far.
They're faster, McKenzie and Kip Lewis are just all over the place. God dang, Kendall Daniels just flying to the ball.
Lindy's has Rich Rod listed as the offensive coordinator. So
looks like that offense maybe a little dated. It's kind of tough when you don't have guys like Pat White and Steve Slayton out there.
Tavon Austin.
Austin.
Michael Busso mentions that USF takes on Miami next week, so the Giant Killers get another shot.
Man, can they get emotionally up 3 weeks in a row like that?
That's they had Boise at home. I guess I'm sure Miami will be on the road, so we'll see. Yeah. Hey, we probably need to start getting out of here, but before we do, I do want to mention that our good friend and sponsor of the program, Damon Schultz, and his company, A+ Roofing and Construction, as I get that pulled up. 580-772-7587. He is a great guy, trustworthy guy, and we appreciate him sponsoring the show as well. And they serve Western Oklahoma and the Oklahoma City metro area. Once again, that number is 580-772-7587. So I learned last night, Jeremy, on my first high school football broadcast of the season, getting those sponsors in, man, you got to do it.
Got to do it. That's how you get paid.
That's right. So anyways, but call Damon Schultz and let him know that you heard about A+ Roofing and Construction on Law Dog Sports, the Weekend Big Show, or College Football Recap. Well, 2 broadcasts within 36 hours. So we got quite a bit done yesterday and today, Jeremy. So a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, it's great, especially after a win.
Yeah, and
I can't breathe right now. I don't know if you can tell, but
we had a poll on our Facebook page, and you may have saw it, you may not have.
I voted in it.
You voted in it, so I'm sure and I take that angle, Jeremy, because of the fact that if I know that if I do, I'll be wrong,
as we saw with the NBA Finals.
There you go. So, I'll always try to be anti-Schleprock, or maybe it is Schleprock. I don't know. Anyways, but he's Jeremy Schroeder. I'm Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog. This has been College Football Recap Show powered by Law Dog Sports. Anything else you got on the parting, Jeremy?
Man, it's going to be a playoff season, right?
You don't want to get the cart in front of the horse, or
I don't want to get too crazy with it, but I really like Mateer.
Well, and just so we'll say this, for a team like OU, I don't think you could lose this game and still have a playoff consideration.
No, you got to go through the gauntlet of the SEC.
Yeah.
And,
so lose this non-con.
Tomorrow we're going to find out that John Mateer is now the front runner for the Heisman. I think it should be Jaron Kanek, but that's just me.
What's this win do to the seat for the temperature of the seat for Brent Venables?
It's cooled off a bit for now, but you gotta get over 500 in conference.
Yeah,
or it heats right back up.
I'd say 8 wins. And
he's got to have 8 wins just for them to consider him keeping his job.
Yeah, and then go win your bowl.
But hey, you win all your non-conference games. You go into Texas, what, 5-0? You're looking a lot better.
Yep. All right. He's Jeremy Schroeder. I'm Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog. We want to thank our sponsors, CCW Safe, A+ Roofing and Construction, and Clinton Liquor. Be sure and support our friends, and we wouldn't recommend them if they weren't really quality. So we appreciate them sponsoring our program. Be safe out there. Don't text and drive, and sure don't drink and drive. We sure appreciate everybody that chimed in. These are record numbers for me and Jeremy, so we appreciate it. Got up, I think, right up to 30, which is a big number for us, and we're still riding at 20 an hour and 18 minutes later. So thank you so much to everybody who tuned in. Please, please, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll talk to you next Friday, 9 a.m. for the Weekend Big Show. Be safe out there.